Barely a couple of weeks old, Gaulis is clearly in desperate need of his mother. But this orphan cheetah is one of the lucky ones, rescued from the illegal wildlife trade. Across the Horn of Africa, if the mothers aren't killed, the cubs are snatched from them, smuggled in cramped crates and cardboard boxes. By the time they get to this shelter, they're barely alive. According to the Cheetah Conservation Fund, some 300 cubs are smuggled out of this region every year. And for every one that makes it into captivity, another 3 die on the way. That valley down there is becoming known as the cheetah supermarket. That's because many of the trafficked cheetahs are being smuggled across this porous border with Ethiopia into Somaliland. This breakaway state from Somalia is the main transit route for the trafficked cats out of the Horn of Africa, smuggled across the Gulf of Aden to the Arabian Peninsula. The survivors of the rough journey become an exotic accessory, like designer bling, as rich Gulf Arabs compete for social media clicks. At least 1,000 cheetahs are estimated to be in private hands in Gulf states. According to experts, most die within a year or 2 in captivity. Although private ownership and trading of wildlife is banned in most Gulf states, enforcement is lax. Illegal online sales are starting to be policed, but if you really want a cheetah, they're not hard to find. This is an online Saudi marketplace, and when we searched for cheetahs, several listings came up, some advertising 2 to 3-year-old cheetahs, others selling young cubs. This man in Saudi Arabia is eager to sell.
الطلب اللي تبغين ذكر تبغين انثى ما تفرق يعني من أثرياء نورد احنا عن طريق موقع مع واحد من الشباب وعندنا واحد ساكن هناك برضو انا اخذت من عندهم فوق 80 حبه.
$6,600 seems to be the starting online price in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi government did not respond to CNN's repeated requests for comment. There are only 7,500 cheetahs left worldwide, half the number from just a decade ago.
People who have a cheetah as a pet are causing the species to go extinct.
It's leading the way towards extinction. Mr. Bottle is one of the favorite toys that we've found.
American biologist Lori Marker and her Cheetah Conservation Fund are racing to save the species from extinction.
This is not how a baby cheetah should be living. They need to be living out in the wild.
They've set up this safe house in Somaliland for the rescues. It's bursting at the seams.
Seeing them in here, it breaks my heart.
You can see why people call them cats that cry.
It's our responsibility to give them the very best care that they can have and to try to save every single one of them.
10-month-old Kitty is in intensive care, the last survivor of 3 sisters.
She is not one of our healthiest cats, and it probably does have a lot to do with where she started in life.
Despite the team's efforts, Kitty didn't make it.
These animals are a smaller population, a very rare population, and from that, each one of them do carry a different genetic code. This one is a male.
Every cub gets microchipped. Their DNA is recorded. Without a mother, they have to be taught how to hunt and survive in the wild.
It takes sometimes months to try to get one cheetah to get on its feet.
Neju Jimmy, a soon-to-be vet, is their main caregiver.
I love them so much, so I don't even see my mom once a week. She lives over there.
According to Marker, there are only about 300 adults in unprotected areas in the Horn of Africa.
If you do your math, the math kind of shows that it's only going to be a matter of a couple years that we're not going to have any cheetahs in this region left.
Many have already been lost to conflict with humans. Somaliland wildlife authorities are busting traffickers. It's illegal here, along with private ownership. But in the capital, Hargeisa, a popular restaurant advertises burgers and captive lions, pacing in the background for selfies. For 3 years, this cheetah on a short rope has been the star attraction for paying clients to pet, poke, and pose with. The owner insists it's legal.
We have a license to keep these animals. And plus, this guy, there's only one cheetah here, and he has a lot of space to run around.
Why it was tolerated in plain sight went unanswered by the authorities. More are hidden behind walls. Even as we're leaving Somaliland, 2 more cheetahs have been confiscated from a house here in Hargeisa. 3 more were seized just a few days later. As long as there's a demand by the rich, creating a lucrative trade for the poor, the cheetah's future hangs in the balance. Time is not on their side. Jumana Karachi, CNN, Hargeisa, Somaliland.